Hello, potassium people, and welcome to another Banana Bites, where I'm asking Valve to please add the strange second banana to TF2, in the hopes that they will do so one day. Through our desperate pleas, I'm eating this banana. But today's a little special. You see, I have kept this book in my archives for quite some time, and it was left behind by a potassium knight. Not the one you've seen on these videos frequently, although they haven't been around for some time, but this book has some interesting things. I've just glanced over the cover of it, essentially, and it is called the Banana Bible. So today, I'll be reading it, then I'll be eating the banana, and if you want to just listen, put this on in the background, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. Turn the video off. This is probably going to be a long one, I'm assuming, because there are a lot of words, and I'm going to be doing a lot of reading because of that. So, let us start. Chapter 1. In the beginning, there was rind. In the beginning was the rind, and the rind was with the banana, and the banana was the word. The word spoke, and its syllables were soft and yellow, and sweetness rippled through the void. And lo, the great banana unpeeled itself in silence, and from its sacred split came light, and from light came the warmth of ripening. The rind was cast aside into the abyss, becoming the dark shell of the outer universe. And the banana named the sweetness day, and the bitterness of the peel it named night, and it was the first day. Then the banana breathed its scent into the cosmos, and the fragrance separated the heavens from the earth. And the banana stretched forth its stem, and from it poured rivers of golden sap, and the sap became time, and time was good. Chapter 2. The Garden of Smoothness. And the banana planted a grove eastward, in the land of smoothness, and there laid the first tree, whose fruit was eternal, and whose leaves hummed in the winds of mystery. From the dust of the peel, the banana molded the first beings, Banan and Nana. They were naked and unbruised, free of spots, and their laughter echoed through the canopy. The banana said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, fill the grove and subdue the squirrels. But of the tree in the center of the grove, the tree of spots and browning, thou shalt not eat, for in that day thy skin shall freckle, and thy flesh shall soften. Chapter 3. The Bruising. Now the worm of blackness was more subtle than any creature of the compost, and it said unto Nana, Did the banana truly say, Eat not of every tree? And Nana replied, We may eat of all trees, save the one of browning, lest we become mush. But the worm whispered, Ye shall not surely mush, for the banana knows in the day ye eat, your peel shall open, and ye shall be as bananas, knowing ripeness and rot. So Nana did eat, and gave also unto Banan, and he did eat. And their eyes were opened, and they saw their freckles, and they were ashamed. They stitched together fig leaves and mango skins, and hid from the scent of the banana in the breeze. But the banana called out, Where art thou, O bruised ones? And they answered, We were ripened, and did hide ourselves. And the banana said, Because thou hast eaten, thou art cursed to ferment. Thine children shall spot, thine days shall shorten. And unto the worm it said, Cursed art thou, and forever shalt thou crawl in the compost and be cast into smoothies. And thus were Banan and Nana cast out, east of the grove, into the land of overripeness. Chapter 4. The Sons of the Split. And Banan knew Nana, and she brought forth 2 sons, Pelon the gatherer, and Rendil the preserver. Pelon offered up bunches of his harvest, plucked fresh and golden, but Rendil brought dried peels and brittle leaves. And the banana favored the sweet fruit of Pelon, and a warm breeze passed over him. But Rendil was wroth, and his countenance bruised. And the banana said, Why art thou freckled with envy? If thou doest well, wilt thou not be accepted? But Rendell rose up in the mulch, and struck his brother beneath the frond, and Pelon sap cried out from the ground. Then the banana said, Where is thy brother? And Rendell said, Am I my brother's ripener? And the banana declared, Thy hands are stained. Thou art marked with mold, and shalt wander among the rotten. And Rendell fled into the wilds, east of overripeness. His name was cursed among the peels. Chapter 5. The Lineage of Rot. And Nana bore many children unto Banan, and they spread across the lands, building huts of bark and bowls of coconut. And their names were Sephim, Bruz, Rotail, and Marn. The children of Pelon bore the sweetness of the banana's breath, and their hands were skilled in planting. But the children of Rendell grew bitter in the shadows, worshipping the worm and its dark whispers. And a schism fell between the golden and the gray. Yet from among the sons of Sephim rose one named Anoah, who walked with the banana and knew its fragrance. And Nunoah preached ripeness and cleanliness of rind, and the banana smiled upon him. And the people grew, and the land was filled with peel and fruit, and the scent of banana covered the earth. Chapter 6. The Great Fermentation. But in the days of Nunoah, the land grew thick with rot, and the hearts of mankind waxed mushy with sin. The children of Bruz danced with squirrels and cast their peels upon the sacred ground. And the banana looked upon the world and was sorely displeased, for even the rivers flowed with spoiled smoothies. Then the banana spake unto Nunoah, saying, I shall bring a flood of juice to cleanse the world of its fermentation. Build thee an ark of hollowed coconuts, line it with pineapple fiber, and fill it with pears of every fruit of the grove. And Nunoah did as he was commanded. He gathered the kiwis 2 by 2, the papayas and plums, even the cantaloupes. But the rotten mangoes laughed and threw stones of pit at him. And when the sky darkened and the clouds split with citrus lightning, the juicing began. For 40 days and 40 blenders, the rain poured, and all that was not aboard the ark was churned to puree. But Nunoah and his fruit kind floated, safe within the Rhine-lined vessel, upon the waves of cleansing nectar. Chapter 7. The Covenant of the Seed. And after many moons, the ark came to rest upon the peak of Mount Peliah, where the sun struck like ripeness upon the land. Nunoah stepped forth with his fruit, and the banana spoke through the breeze, saying, No longer shall I blend all flesh. This I vow with the rainbow of fruit. And lo, across the sky unfurled a bow of 7 fruits: strawberry, orange, lemon, lime, blueberry, grape, and guava. The banana said, This shall be a sign between me and all fruit flesh, a covenant of sweetness and seed. And Nunoah built an altar of melon rind and burnt offerings of coconut meat and lychee. And the scent was pleasing to the banana, who declared, Behold, I set this covenant in pulp and in peel. Multiply, spread across the land, and make jam in joy. And so the grove was replanted, and the saplings bore fruit in their seasons. And peace returned to the world, though the worm stirred still in the compost, whispering to the shadows. Chapter 8. The Tower of Peel. And it came to pass that the children of the ark journeyed westward, where the winds carried the scent of cinnamon and unknown spices. And they said one to another, Come, let us gather and build a tower, whose tip shall reach the heavens, that we may make a name and not be scattered like fruit in the basket. And they mashed bricks of plantain clay and mortar of honeyed fig, and their hands labored upon the plain of Stacketh. The tower grew high, layer upon layer, coconuts beneath mangoes, mangoes beneath guavas, guavas beneath durians, whose stench ascended unto the skies. And the banana beheld the tower, and was not pleased, for the hearts of fruit kind had grown puffed like rising dough. The banana spake, Behold, they are one rind and one tongue. Let us scatter their seeds and confuse their flavor. And the banana descended and did smite the tower of peel, casting into a crumble of fruit salad. The figs forgot the language of the dates, and the kiwis could no longer speak with the citrus. And so the fruits were scattered abroad into groves and jungles, orchards and wilds, each with its own scent and syntax. The place was named Babel Fruit, for there the banana confounded the blend of tongues, and thus began the nations of fruit, each with its peel, purpose, and peculiar pulpy way. And in the days of dispersion, there arose a prophet named Saplum, whose peel shimmered like dawn and whose voice bore the notes of citrus. Saplum walked along the wild groves, eating only from falling fruit and drinking dew from leaf and blossom. He spoke to figs and dates, pears and plums, saying, Return to the sweetness from which thou wert plucked. But many laughed and said, What need have we of a scented prophet, when we have juice and jam in plenty? Still, Saplum pressed on, and his words fell like ripe mangoes into the hearts of the faithful. He healed the bruised with the balm of mashed banana, and he calmed the fermenting with songs of ripeness, and he journeyed from orchard to orchard, planting seeds of golden thought. Yet the worm slithered behind, whispering rot and riddles, turning some from the path of pulp. And the banana beheld Saplum's path and was pleased, for his feet spread peace, and his hands sowed flavor. Thus ends the first journey of Saplum, the peel-bearer, prophet of golden things. Chapter 10. The Rise of the Golden Bunch. And it came to pass that the children of fruit kind, scattered across the lands, began to long for the unity of the grove. Among them arose a seer named Fructaya, whose dreams were ripened by the banana itself. Fructaya proclaimed, The time is near, when the golden bunch shall unite the scattered seeds, and the sweetness of the banana shall cover the earth. But many mocked Fructaya, saying, Where is this golden bunch of which thou speakest? Behold, we have our preserves and pies. What need have we of such folly? Yet some believed, and they followed Fructaya into the wilderness of peelings, where the ground was dry and the air carried no scent. In the wilderness, Fructaya fasted upon the pulp of the humble plantain and prayed beneath the shadow of the great palm. And the banana appeared in a beam of golden light, saying, Rise, O seer, and gather the fruits of the faithful, for I shall send unto thee a sign, the first golden bunch, whose fruit shall shine as the sun, and whose sweetness shall unite the nations. Then Fructaya journeyed back to the lands of fruit kind, proclaiming the coming of the bunch, and the faithful grew in number. Chapter 11. The Prophecy of the Peel. In those days, a war arose between the tribes of fruit, for the children of the grape sought dominion over the lands of the citrus. The banana, seeing the discord, sent a messenger, the peelwright, whose name was Benaviah. Benaviah called out, saying, Why dost thou strive against one another? Know ye not that all fruit grows from the same root of sweetness? But the grapes and the citrus hardened their hearts, and their juices flowed upon the ground. Then the banana said unto Benaviah, Write this upon the peel, that all may see. Blessed are the ripened, for they shall taste of eternal sweetness. And Benaviah wrote, and the peel was carried to the tribes by the winds of the grove. Some repented and returned to the ways of ripeness, but others mocked, saying, What sweetness is this, that it should rule us? Yet the peelwright pressed on, and the peel became a sign for generations to come. Chapter 12. The Revelation of Smoothie. And the banana spoke unto Fructaya in the latter days, saying, Behold, the time of the great smoothie is at hand. I shall pour out my sweetness upon all fruit kind, and their juices shall blend into one mighty drink. But first may come the days of testing, when the worm shall rise from the compost, and deceive many with its whispers of rot. Fructaya trembled, saying, "How shall we stand against the worm, O holy banana?" And the banana said, "Take up the fruit of faith, and gird thyself with the peel of truth, for those who endure to the ripening shall taste of the smoothie eternal." Then the heavens opened, and Fructaya beheld a vision, a great blender filled with fruits of every kind, spinning in harmony. And a voice like many rivers said, "This is the destiny of fruit kind, to blend, to sweeten, and to nourish the world." Chapter 13. The Return of the Grove. And it came to pass after the days of testing that the faithful gathered in the Valley of Ripeness. There the golden bunch descended from the heavens, borne on the wings of the great parrot, whose feathers shone with every hue of the rainbow of fruit. The faithful bowed low, and the banana spoke through the bunch, saying, "Behold, I make all things ripe. No longer shall they be rot or decay, for the grove is restored, and the sweetness shall never fade." And the nations of fruit kind were gathered into one grove, and the worm was cast into the eternal compost. The faithful sing songs of ripeness and dance beneath the fronds, for the banana reigned forevermore. Thus ends the book of the Banana Bible, a testament of sweetness in seed, peel and pulp, ripeness and redemption. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but we finished it. A few hiccups here and there, but alas, we made it. And so, I get to enjoy the sweetness that lies at the end of the story. Hopefully, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to have true sweetness. The strange second banana within Team Fortress 2. If Valve, a large company, dares to continue to fight against fruit kind and demand that we pay forth millions of dollars for their cases filled with things do not fill us with sweetness, joy, and delicious banana. Why do we give them this? Why do we offer up our earnings when they have not granted us the true peace, the thing we truly desire, the strange second banana? So, I shall consume, and I hope they change their ways before it is too late. That's pretty good banana. Yeah, top 10 banana. No, but for real, this is really good. Well, potassium people, that will be it for today. I shall talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.